Hello everyone, my name is Andy Velasquez, and in this presentation we'll be discussing the Marbury versus Madison case and the effects it's had on us as a nation and how it changed our government. So before the Marbury versus Madison case, the U.S. government functioned without the established power of judicial review. It means that the Supreme Court did not have the authority to declare acts of Congress unconstitutional, leaving a significant gap in the system of checks and balances between the branches of government. The court's role in interpreting the Constitution was significantly less defined and less powerful than it became after this landmark case. So some of the key and significant aspects of this case was that it established judicial review. The case gave the Supreme Court the power to declare laws unconstitutional, making it the final authority on interpreting the Constitution. It strengthened the judicial branch and made the judiciary an equal branch of government and balancing the powers of Congress and the president. And it defined the limits of court power. The case showed that even though the court had the power of judicial review, it wouldn't overstep its bounds. Marbury didn't get his commission because the courts ruled it didn't have jurisdiction. And it also gave Chief Justice John Marshall, he shaped how the Constitution would be interpreted in the future and emphasized the rule of law and the court's role in upholding it. So the decision in Marbury versus Madison greatly expanded the power of the Supreme Court by establishing its right to overturn acts of Congress, a power not explicitly granted by the Constitution. The court exercised a system of checks and balances by assuming the authority to declare acts of Congress and, by implication, acts of the president unconstitutional. And after Marbury versus Madison, the court became the final authority on what the Constitution means. The Supreme Court became, in fact, as well as in theory, an equal partner in government. It had played the role ever since. So one of the things that I'd want to change to bring the decision into the 21st century, would be to update the Marbury versus Madison decision is by increasing transparency and public understanding of judicial decisions. In today's world, where information is spread quickly through the internet and social media, many people find court decisions complex and hard to understand. Making the judicial review more transparent, this is by requiring the courts to explain decisions in simpler terms, more accessible language, and easier summaries to understand. It could help citizens better understand how and why laws are deemed constitutional or not. This wouldn't change the power of judicial review itself, but would make the process more open and relatable to the public and encourage greater trust in the judiciary system.